peanut butter cookies with 90% dark chocolate pieces on them. And over here are peanut butter cookies without the chocolate. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to do some peanut butter cookies. Searched around on the web and there's lots of recipes for peanut butter cookies, but I found one that I sort of liked. So let's get started. Take a cup of butter and put it in the bowl. Butter has been softened in the microwave. And what I did was heated it up to the microwave at 7 seconds and then hit it again with another 7 seconds. Gotta be really careful with doing butter in a microwave because it can melt on you just like that. Peanut butter, they want a cup of it, but I got some fresh ground peanut butter in the local store. So what I'm going to do is dump a bunch of this in. It's close to a cup. So this is creamy peanut butter, but what I want to do is have a little crunch to it. So I've got some peanuts unsalted and ground them up. So I'm going to mix this in. That looks close to a cup. Shake it. Yeah, it's about a cup. And I'll put this out of the way. Grab my spatula. Scrape all of this out. That looks good. Okay, let's see what I got to put in there. So I got, next is a cup of brown sugar. As usual, I'm going to put less sugar in than what the recipe calls for. So we'll get this mixed up. Ooh, boy, it smells like peanut butter. Drop the eggs in. Get the egg juice off my fingers so I don't get it all over. Okay, that's the wet stuff. Now work on the dry stuff. And we got the flour. I need 2.5 cups. It says all-purpose flour, but I'm using oat flour. So that these will be gluten-free. And this is gluten-free oat flour. Making a mess today. But that is part of cooking. Comes with the territory. About a half cup. Close enough. Okay, that, and 1.5. Where did my... There they are. Okay, flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, that's baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. That's that. I'm going to stir these up. Fork will do. And we'll slowly add these together. It is definitely getting thick. Okay, that's that. Now this little added mix. Yep, that ought to do it. So now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for an hour. Let it thicken up a little bit more. Should be easier to work with when I'm making the cookie drops. So I'll bring you back in an hour and then we'll bake them. And in the meantime, I'm going to clean up my mess and maybe read some more in my book that I've got. Okay, welcome back. Cookie dough is ready to go. Took it out of the refrigerator. So recipe calls for it to be in 1-inch balls. Get that out of the way. The reason that you put it in the refrigerator is so that it becomes easy to work with. Peanut butter can be incredibly sticky, and putting it in the fridge, it's still sticky, but it's more solid. This recipe is supposed to make 4 dozen, so we'll see where we come out. Luckily, I have four baking sheets so that I can put a dozen on each sheet. Makes it easy to keep track of. That one might be a little bigger than the inch. Okay, there's one. I'll set that out of the way. I'll bring you back when this tray is filled. Okay, so that's the first batch. I'm gonna wash my hands. Now before I put them in the oven, I'm gonna mush them down so that when they come out, they sort of look like peanut butter cookies. Peanut butter cookies are supposed to have fork marks in them. Okay, there's one set. And that one is definitely going to be messy, but that's okay. Set that right there. Okay, let's pop these in the oven. The oven temperature is set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Like that. Siri set timer 7 minutes. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
7 minutes, counting down.
7 to 10 minutes. We'll start with 7. Okay. While those are cooking, let's get the second batch started. This cookie sheet is a little bit bigger than the first two. And there's those. Slide them out of the way, bring the other tray in. Well, not quite 4 dozen, which is okay. Okay, I rinse my hands off again. Okay, let's squish these down. There's 8, and I'll get these done. And I'll show you why there's a package of chocolate to my right. Okay. Now, got some 90% cocoa chocolate that I've had in the freezer for overnight. And we're just going to pop some chocolate on these. You can also use regular chocolate chips instead of chocolate pieces. The first ones might be done. Let's take a look. Ooh, they've puffed up. Not quite. Siri set timer 3 minutes.
3 minutes, counting down.
The recipe says to cook them for 7 to 10 minutes. So we'll see how they come out. After another 3 minutes, those are ready to roll. Now I need to get out some cooling racks. Ones that are in the oven on the racks here. And we'll be ready to to go. Tasty. Okay, it's been another 3 minutes. They don't look ready. Nope. Siri set timer 3 minutes. According to the recipe, the edges are supposed to be golden brown, and we're not there yet. Okay, so right now it's been 10 minutes plus 3 is 13, so it's been 13 minutes baking. And looking at the recipe, see that got the oven set at 350. This recipe said 375, so that's probably why it's taking another 3-4 minutes longer to cook. So let's see how they came out. And they get in there. That looks good. And they look good. Pop these other ones in the oven. Siri set timer 13 minutes.
13 minutes, counting down.
Okay, so when those are ready, I'll bring you back. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so let's take a peek and see how they're doing. I can stay there. Well, the chocolate's melted, but the cookies aren't brown on the edges. So we'll let them stay in there for another 3 or 4 minutes. The cookie sheets that I'm using are a little bit thicker than the first ones that I used, so they may take a little longer to cook, but we'll see. I'll bring you back when they're ready. Okay, it's been about 16 minutes. Let's take a look and see how they're doing. We'll start down here. Ah, they're looking good. I think we'll call those done. Okay, we'll let them cool on the rack for a couple of minutes, and then we'll move them onto another cooling rack. Okay, so here we are. Got about a little less than 4 dozen cookies, some with chocolate, some without, all of them peanut butter. So I'm looking forward to eating them. I appreciate your watching, and if you have any comments, leave them down below, and I'll see you on the next one.